Alright fans, we are back for the second hour of tonight's RWL Global War Supercard. The gang is all here, the entire crew, and the second hour promises to be just as good, if not better than the first. We've got plenty of action, plenty of ladies matches, plenty of tag matches, and plenty of title matches.
That's true, Dandy Don, but Mr. Schimmelman.
Yeah, what do you want?
Got a question about this here schedule. Looking at the opening match, and I see Cactus Jack, but next to Cactus Jack is a question mark. Now, unless he's going to wrestle the Riddler from Batman, you got some explaining to do.
Oh, that. Listen, he's got a surprise. I got a little surprise for everybody. It's going to be a one-off. It'll probably never happen again.
Well, explain it, man.
You know how every once in a while we have someone come in and make a special appearance? I had a guy come in that he got hired. I don't know how, but he's on the card.
Well, who the hell is it, man?
Fine, you let me handle the introduction. Coming up in our opening contest of the second hour, it's going to be Doink the Clown versus Cactus Jack.
Doink the Clown? Damn, we haven't seen him in a long time.
So, aren't you surprised?
And you set him up with Cactus Jack Myron, you sneak.
This next match, set for one fall, with a 15-minute time limit, approaching the ring from the circus, weighing to 143 pounds, making his RWL return here's Doink the Clown.
Just wow, you can count the number of times Doink has competed in RWL on one hand, even if you were missing 3 fingers. This will be his third ever appearance for the company, having only ever faced Mr. Kennedy and Rey Mysterio. And those were well over a year ago. And would you just listen to the fusillade of jeers, boos, and insults being hurled at him by the crowd here in D.C. This is one very unpopular guy.
Doink the Clown, certainly extremely unpopular with the crowd here in D.C.
Clowns are never popular in D.C., and it's well populated with them, too.
My hope is this, that once Cactus Jack gets done with Doink the Clown, it'll be another couple of years before we see him back.
Damn, Myron. I've always suspected you having a serious mean streak, but now I'm 100% sure you can be a proper old devil when you want to be.
And from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, weighing to 187 pounds, the world's most dangerous wrestler, Cactus Jack.
Well, how about this? The king of hardcore, the king of the deathmatch, Cactus Jack, in the building tonight, set to go one-on-one with the extremely unpopular Doink the Clown. The entire crowd on the side of Cactus Jack in this contest. You heard the pretty cool reception Doink the Clown got when he came out here. And man, this is going to be great.
A quick look at Doink's previous 2 appearances shows that he lost to both Rey Mysterio and Mr. Kennedy. So, unless Doink pulls an absolute miracle upset over Cactus Jack, this would be his 3rd strike, so to speak. And I'm thinking it probably will be.
Probably nothing, GB. Doink the Clown couldn't beat Cactus Jack if he had Starfleet Command backing him up. Oh, this is gonna be nasty. Referee Walt Rothburn rings the bell. We're off to the races. Cactus Jack locks up Doink the Clown, whips him into the far corner. Here's a splash. Down goes Doink the Clown. There's a stomp to the chest. Doink counters, finds his way out of the corner. Locks up Cactus Jack. Side suplex from Doink the Clown. Doink with a left puts Cactus Jack in the far corner. A hard right to the face. And Doink the Clown tries to put the boots to Cactus Jack. Oh, man. Down goes Cactus. Doink the Clown, not doing too badly for himself in the early goings here. Rounds up Cactus Jack, locks him up. Hard Irish whip to the opposing far corner, and another. Oh, look at this. Oh, Cactus Jack counters the Bulldog. You don't see that too often. Doink the Clown counters Cactus. They lock up again. Cactus being escorted to the far corner again, head first into the turnbuckle. Doink the Clown sets him up, smashes his head into the buckle again. Oh man, there's a chop across the chest. Drapes the leg over the middle rope, delivers a calf kick. Cactus Jack on the defensive at the present time. This an abdominal stretch from Doink the Clown. Wow. Cactus Jack counters with a hip toss. Cactus Waits for Doink the Clown to make his way back inside. Not gonna go after him on the outside this time. Locks him up. Front cradle. Up over the shoulders and hung up over the top rope. Down goes Doink. Cactus Jack going to work on a laid out. Doink the Clown drops a knee into the clowny face of Doink. Cactus Jack locks up Doink. Hard whip to the ropes. Hip toss. Doink the Clown trying to get back on his feet here. Cactus Jack right on him. Sets him up, spinning neck breaker. Nicely done by Cactus. Doink the Clown takes it to the outside. Cactus Jack up on the top turnbuckle. Double axe handle does not find the mark. Doink counters with a shot to the midsection. An elbow to the head of Doink the Clown from Cactus Jack. Cactus misses with the headbutt. Doink the Clown just a step too quick. Cactus locks him up. Tries to drop him into the ring steps. Doink puts on the brakes. Winds up in a back suplex from Cactus. Cactus Jack follows it up with a stomp. Nails the headbutt. The referee counting these two men on the outside. Cactus rounds him up. Doink the Clown goes right into the ring steps. The pointy parts. Cactus rounds him up again. Trying to, oh man, just pitched him halfway across. Cactus rolls his way back inside. And Doink the Clown is laid out, counting the ring lights. The referee continues to count Cactus Jack all the way up on the top turnbuckle. That's an awfully long distance. I wouldn't risk it myself. Here we go. Oh, man. Nailed it. Doink the Clown laid out again. Cactus Jack going to work on the outside, delivers a stomp. The referee begins the count all over again. Cactus with a stomp to the face of Doink the Clown. Cactus Jack gathers him up again, rolls him back inside the ring, and here he comes. Cactus Jack back in control of things after Doink had a pretty good start, but it didn't last long. It was like a stick of fruit striped gum. There's an elbow right across the leg. Cactus Jack goes for the cover and hooks the leg here. One, but just a one. Man, Doink the Clown got a little more resilience than I thought he might have. Another elbow across the leg of Doink the Clown from Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack getting all psycho on me. Oh, this is bad news for Doink the Clown. Double leg drop right to the lower abdomen. Cactus rounds him up. Hard right spins Doink around. Cactus goes behind. Into a headlock and a headlock punch. Down goes Doink the Clown center ring. Cactus Jack in control of stuff now. Here's a stomp to the back of the head. Cactus drops another knee into the throat of Doink the Clown. Cactus raining right hands on the head of Doink. Man, this one's been wild so far. Up on the middle rope, here goes Cactus Jack. A beautiful leg drop right across the chest of Doink the Clown. Cactus going for the cover again. One, two. Oh, man. Doink the Clown's a little bit tougher than I give him credit for. Doink out on the apron, using the ropes to get himself standing up. Cactus Jack charges. Doink counters, gets himself back inside the ring. They lock up. Cactus whipped to the ropes. Knee to the midsection from Doink the Clown. A hard right to the side of the head. And Doink goes for a cover. One, two. But nope, not going to happen. Hard right to the head from Doink. Doink sets him up. Leg scissor stomp. Down goes Cactus again. Another elbow to the leg. Oh, look at this. Doink the Clown raining punches on the knee of Cactus Jack. Doink trying to regain momentum here. Rounds Cactus Jack up. Locks him up. Hard Irish whip to the ropes. Cactus Jack puts on the brakes. They lock up again. Cactus escorts Doink the Clown to the far corner. Smashes his head into the turnbuckle. Kick to the midsection. Down goes Doink. Cactus Jack warming it up. Here we go. Oh, Cactus Jack countered by Doink the Clown. An elbow. There we go. Slugfest time. As these two start trading shots back and forth. If you're going to trade shots with Cactus Jack, you are going to lose, especially if you're Doink the Clown. There ain't no way he's going to win this little contest. Cactus Jack giving back every bit as good as he gets from Doink. Hard right from Cactus. A hard right from Doink. Whoa, he just busted him open. Doink the Clown bleeding from that last shot from Cactus Jack. Another hard right. Another right from Doink the Clown. Another right from Cactus Jack. Oh, man, look at this. This is like Dragon Ball Z over here, man. Wow. Goku and Vegeta going at it. Huh. Doink the Clown whips Cactus to the ropes. Takes him down with a drop toe hold. Now, Doink the Clown displaying a little bit of frustration here. I would imagine so. Cactus Jack catches a stomp to the back. Doink the Clown debating what he wants to do next. Cactus Jack making his way to a standing position. Here comes Doink's shoulder. Takes him right out onto the floor. Doink the Clown getting ready to go high risk here. Cactus Jack just about stood up now. Here comes Doink. Double axe handle does round the mark. Oh, man, just sat on it. Sat right on his chest, knocked all the wind out of it. Doink the Clown getting desperate, grounding the face of Cactus Jack into the floor. Follows it up with an elbow to the back of the head. Doink misses. Cactus Jack running DDT on the floor on the outside as Walt Rothburn continues to count. Cactus Jack stalking him. Doink the Clown tries to drive him into the ring steps. Cactus puts on the brakes. Cactus Jack rolls back inside by Doink. Doink makes his way in. They lock up. Again, Cactus Jack. Whoa, Grills do the hustle counter kick to the midsection. Cactus Jack setting it up, the pulling pile driver. Boom, there it is. That could very well be the end of Doink the Clown. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. That is a wrap. You can take it on home. Cactus Jack defeats Doink the Clown by pinfall. Let's get the official time.
The time was 8 minutes and 8 seconds. And your winner, Cactus Jack.
Well, Myron, I don't know if it was your plan to use Cactus Jack to discourage Doink the Clown from ever coming back again, but it was sure fun to watch.
Well, Mr. Schimmelman, I'll give you this much. You certainly added a colorful surprise by including Doink the Clown in tonight's super card.
I know.
And I suppose it'll be another year or two before Doink returns again.
Hopefully.
Man, the fans hated seeing him back, but I bet they loved seeing Cactus Jack pile drive him almost through the canvas. A solid win for Cactus Jack. And we'll be back with a special mixed gender tag match after the break.
Tensions have far from cooled between Mad Dog Mark McKay and the man he sidelined for 3 months, Ballarat Jack Jones of the United Kingdoms. And last month in Philadelphia, we thought they had settled it in a hardcore match with Ballarat Jack emerging the victor. But as far as Mad Dog Mark McKay is concerned, his rivalry with Ballarat Jack Jones is far from over. And both of them are back tonight, and both of them are up next in the following extraordinary matchup.
Extraordinary is the word for it, Dandy Don. Coming up next on RWL Global War, a mixed gender tag team match involving the UK's Jessica Goldman, Ballarat Jack Jones, Miss Morse X, and Mad Dog Mark McKay. Well, damn, if that ain't different, I don't know what is. But the upswing is, it's Christmas time, everybody. Boy, here we go again.
The following is a mixed tag team match. 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Brisbane, Australia, Jessica Goldman.
Usually paired with Grace Fenwick, Jessica finds herself working right beside her number 1 Ballarat Jack. This one's a pretty unusual grudge match, Myron. How did it come about that we're getting a mixed gender tag here?
Guilty as charged, that's me. I did that. I suggested it to them, and they went for it. I thought to myself, you know, why don't you guys get the ladies involved? It's a supercard, let's do something special. And sure enough, they agreed to it. So who knew? Well, gosh, Myra, that sounds like a Christmas miracle. Oh, shut up with you and Jimmy Stewart. You're crazy.
Every time the match bell rings, an angel gets his wings, Myron.
Her partner from Victoria, Australia, weighing 258 pounds, Ballarat Jack Jones.
Big, bad, rough and tumble Ballarat Jack Jones. Back again. After returning in that hardcore match, after almost 3 months away, courtesy of Mad Dog Mark McKay. And he is back tonight, and this is indeed an interesting confrontation. with the nature of it being this mixed gender tag team match, also involving Jessica Goldman and Miss Morse X into the mix.
We know about both the guys in this match and what they're capable of. So I'm looking at the ladies here. Jessica obviously has a gigantic advantage in the experience column over Miss Morse X. Gonna be interesting to see how Morse handles herself against Goldman. The guys, well, they're just gonna beat the ever-loving crap out of each other.
That sounds fair.
That's a great point, GB, about Goldman and Morse. I wouldn't be too sure about that experience thing. She's had exactly one match in RWL, but Miss Girl handled her business like she's been around a ring for some time. Yeah, this one's gonna be fun.
Their opponents. First, from parts unknown, Miss Morse X, and from Syracuse, New York, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, these two, this pair, they have made quite an impact since they debuted on RWL Rage quite some time ago. Mad Dog Mark McKay and Miss Morse X. Well, Mr. McKay can obviously handle his business if he sidelined Ballarat Jack Jones for 3 months. Well, as for Miss Morse X, well, obviously she can't handle herself in the ring. And there are all kind of questions as to who she might be under that mask. I don't know who she is under that mask, and I really don't care. I kind of like the mask, though. Kind of reminds me of the Green Hornet.
Mad Dog Mark McKay, certainly a top star. And this is his second Supercard appearance, having that hardcore match lost to Ballarat Jack Jones in Philadelphia last month.
The girls will see what they can do. The guys, they're gonna shred each other just like they did last time.
And as is the custom, it'll be ladies first. Jessica Goldman and Miss Morse X starting us off in this mixed gender tag. This is going to be good. The ref rings the bell. Goldman catches a kick. Miss Morse X, look at this, right away into a sleeper hold. Miss Morse X catching a jawjacker. Goldman back up on her feet. Locks up. Morse X into the far corner. Here's a tag. The gentleman in here, McKay and Ballarat Jack. Jack drives a knee into the head of McKay. Follows it up with a stomp. McKay slams him face down to the canvas by the arm. Into a choke. Well, there you go. These two are not friendly. Mad Dog Mark McKay drives the knee into the arm. Whoa, elbow to the top of the skull of Ballarat Jack, drives a knee into the skull too, for emphasis. Wow. Another choke. You ain't kidding, Myra. They're going to shred each other. Yeah, that's a nice use of words there. Shred. I like that. Stomp to the head. And another. Ballarat Jack Jones. Well, now it's the ladies. Whoa, both ladies swing and miss. Miss Morse X with knees takes her down. Jessica Goldman rounded up again. Whip to the ropes. And, man, hard right. And a quick cover. One. And just one. Miss Morse X not cutting her any breaks. Look at this right here. Knees right into the chest of Jessica Goldman. Rebound off the ropes, flying fist. Man, Miss Morse X, she ain't fooling around. Hard whip into the corner. Oh. Calf kick over the rope. Whoa, swinging a miss with a roundhouse kick. Goldman, with a knee to the midsection, finally taking Miss Morse X down. Now starting to tear into her. Wrist clutch kicks. Here we go, gonna wrench the arm. right in front of Mad Dog Mark McKay. This is done just to make him hurt. Knees right to the back. And Goldman looks like she's going to bow out. Here come the guys again. McKay catches a couple of knees, a couple of shots from Ballarat Jack. Another knee and an axe kick. Takes him face down to the canvas. Ballarat Jack is fired up. McKay catches a knee for the head again. Ballarat Jack counter. Mad Dog Mark McKay back up on his feet. Hard chop right to the face. They lock up again. Hard weight to the rope. Oof! Elbow to the... And here come the ladies one more time. Miss Morse X. Hey, another swing and a miss from both ladies. Kick to the midsection from Miss Morse X. Jessica Goldman taken to the rope. Taken into the corner. Miss Morse X off the middle rope. Flying kick. Jessica Goldman bowing out on the outside and man! Over the top rope, ass over tea kettle. Human missile. Taking Goldman down on the outside. Gets her rolled back inside. Miss Morse X, what is going on with this woman? Shoulder. Takes her back onto the outside. Jessica Goldman. Wow. Crash and burn for Jessica Goldman. Miss Morse X just looking on. And wow. Holy Rob Van Dam, Batman. Wow. That was amazing. Spinning kick. Takes Jessica Goldman down. Miss Morse X just tearing it up here. Rolls herself back inside. Mad Dog Mark McKay keeping an eye on Jessica Goldman. The ref is counting. Jessica Goldman slightly out of camera range here. There she is. Referee urging her to get back inside. She's back on her feet, making her way back inside the ring. Wow, Miss Morse X, what is the deal? Okay. Whip to the ropes. Jessica Goldman ducks under, leapfrogs. Knee to the gut, kick to the head. And here's a cover. No, not even one. Jessica Goldman's going to have to work a little bit harder here, a tag out or something. Slams her face down to the canvas. Again, Goldman going for the cover quick. 1, 2. Near fall, but only a 2 count. Goldman just a little bit of mud about that. Miss Morse X rounds it up again. Whips to her team's corner. Knees to the midsection of Miss Morse X. Finally, trying to take some of the wind out of her sails. Here's knees to the chest, boots to the chest, and just rope. Wow, what the? Miss Morse X hits her with a right, spins her around, has her up over the shoulders, knee to the skull, DTS. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! A little bit too late there, Ballarat Jack.
The time was 5 minutes and 58 seconds. Here are your winners, Miss Morse X and Mad Dog Mark McKay.
Well, gentlemen and Christy, I have seen some surprise outcomes come and go, but that one was exceptional. Miss Morse X picking up the win for her team by pinfall over Jessica Goldman, and she certainly carried the sleeping powder in that knee. You see it right there, boom, down she went. And that was the pinfall, that was the end. A great win for Miss Morse X and Mad Dog Mark McKay. When we return, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions, Les Femmes Fatales, right after this. As we move forward with RWL Global War, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Championships hanging in the balance. The challengers, Frankie Fatone and Marta Gordon, Power and Beauty, representing the Stronghold. Facing Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson, the champions, Les Femmes Fatales.
Here she is again, Sylvia Strong, our WL Manager of the Year, 2 years in a row, guiding more champions than any stable ever in our WL's almost 30-year history. And She calls me Cakes.
Yeah, I guess that is a pretty nice perk, GB. But Frankie Bacone, Marta Gordon with a big-time opportunity to snatch away the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions away from Les Femmes Fatales, Jet Williams, and Mimi Emerson. It's a mighty tall order, but it seems like Frankie and Marta are quite capable, and of course there's a magic spell to be considered of Sylvia Strong, because whenever she seems to be around, great stuff seems to happen.
It's also really nice, it's a nice perk that Johnny Bianco's got this inside track with the stronghold. You can always find out what's going on over there.
As far as this match goes, she's really banking on a win for Frankie and Marta. No special magic. Gang, just Sylvia's unique method of ensuring her clients are always frosty and ready for action.
The Ladies Tag Trio Champions, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions, and the Women's World Champion, the Queen Dynamite, Jeannie Parker, Les Femmes Fatales, and Jeannie Parker and company, and also by extension Taylor Holly Combs of late. They have always been very impactful over on RWL Rage. Of course, Jet Williams and Mimi Emerson, keenly determined to hang on to the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions in this confrontation.
Well, the original team of Les Femmes Fatales used to be Jeannie Parker and Mimi Emerson, but this is a new iteration with Jet Williams and Taylor Holly Combs thrown into the mix. And well, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions have been hanging on pretty solidly. But, power and beauty, that's a big deal. And Sylvia Strong, talking stuff to Dynamite Jeannie Parker and Les Femmes Fatales. Oh man, I love a good title match.
This next match, one fall, a 20-minute time limit, and it's for the RWL Rage Ladies Tag Team Championships. The challengers, along with Sylvia Strong, from Robbinsdale, Minnesota, Francis, Frankie Picone, and Marta Gordon, Power and Beauty. And along with Women's World Champion Dynamite Jeannie Parker, from Raleigh, North Carolina, Goddess Mimi Emerson, and from Washington, D.C., Jet Williams, the Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions.
This one's got me all conflicted, guys.
Conflicted how?
On the one hand, I really like Power and Beauty, and I respect the hell out of Sylvia, but I also appreciate how Jeannie's hooked Les Femmes into its own whole new thing. And hey, Jet and Mimi did earn those straps.
All right, it's going to be Marta and Mimi starting us off here. Rage Ladies Tag titles up for grabs. The ref rings the bell. Marta starts off with a hard couple of kicks. Takes Mimi down to one knee. Spin kick takes... Oh, man, Mimi goes down hard. Marta tags in Frankie Picone. Mimi Emerson. Everybody misses that move. Mimi Emerson goes behind. Forearm. Takes Frankie Picone down. Here comes Jet Williams. Gonna see a lot of tags in this title match. Jet Williams whips Frankie to the ropes. Oh, spinning neckbreaker. Kick to the side. Jet Williams moves him. There's a sadistic little stretch right there from Jet Williams. Frankie Picone back on her feet, but whipped out over onto the apron. Counters. Jet Williams takes her down to the mat. Frankie Picone whipped to the far corner. An elbow smash. Jet Williams goes behind. Frankie Picone counters. Frankie Picone. An arm breaker. Parlays it into an arm bar on Jet Williams. Okay, here we go. Another tag looks like it's coming up, and here it is, Marta Gordon. Back in action. Jet Williams spins her around with a hard right. Marta Gordon counters. Kick to the midsection. Marta Gordon whips her out onto the floor. Jet Williams quickly back on her feet on the outside. makes her way back through the ropes inside, catches a kick from Marta Gordon. Up over the ropes and down goes Marta Gordon herself. Frankie Picone catches a right from Jet. Marta catches a right from Jet. Whoa, wow, how quick did she do that? Took her down and into a submission. Frankie Picone there to break it up. Marta Gordon making sure it stays broken up. And she felt that one for sure. Spins Jet around with the right. Whoa! We got some nut stuff going on the outside. Mimi Emerson taking down Frankie Picone. A spear from Marta Gordon. Oh man, Mimi Emerson taking it to Frankie Picone on the outside. Jet Williams catches a kick from Marta Gordon. Marta Gordon putting the boot to the throat of Jet Williams. This match got vicious quick. Marta Gordon displaying a little bit more than an unusual display of, she just doesn't usually do that. Okay. Marta Gordon talking about bring it. Jet Williams takes her down, goes for a quick cover. 1, 2, no dice. Frankie Picone there to make the save if she needed to. Marta Gordon with a shot to the midsection. Jet Williams with a kick to the midsection. They lock it up again. Well, this one started off slow, but it burned quick. Marta Gordon being bounced off the ropes by Jet Williams. Jet Williams tags in Mimi Emerson. Frankie Picone tagged in. Fresh partners all the way around. Here we go. Frankie Picone misses with the spear. Mimi nails her with a shot, spins her around with a hard right. Goes behind, clothesline. Spins her around, takes her down. Shot to the shoulder. Mimi Emerson with a knee, a right, a kick, double shot to the midsection. They are fast, hard to keep up with. Whoa! Everybody disconnects. Running knee takes down Frankie Picone. Here comes Jet Williams again. And quietly sitting there, the women's world champion Dynamite Jeannie Parker, just observing Les Femmes Fatales. Jet Williams moves in on Frankie Picone. Gets her down to one knee. There's a stomp to the shoulder. Jet tags out, Mimi tags in. Les Femmes Fatales working real efficiently. Frankie Picone makes the hot tag. Here comes Marta Gordon. Marta charges that spear. Takes down Mimi Emerson. Mimi rounded up again. Head. Whoa! A shot to the head. Oh, man. Marta Gordon quickly steps out. Frankie Picone quickly steps back in. Man, this one's wild. Whoa! Running kick from Mimi Emerson takes down Frankie Picone. They lock up again. Elbows to the midsection from Frankie. Frankie Picone sets her up for the suplex. Mimi Emerson cut. Whoa! Big time Bruce Lee kick to the head back there. Mimi Emerson wrist clutch clothesline. Takes down Frankie Picone again. Steps over. And here comes Jet Williams on the tag. Sylvia Strong got to be a little bit concerned about her girls. Elbows to the midsection. Rage Ladies tag team titles hanging in the balance here. Belly to belly suplex from Jet. Frankie Picone is laid out. Jet Williams all the way up. Waiting for Frankie Picone to stand. Double X handle to the back of the head, finds the mark. Jet Williams covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, afraid not. Afraid Jet's going to have to try just a little bit harder. Frankie Picone catches a running basement drop kick from Jet Williams. Makes her way out, makes her way back in. Whoa! What a clothesline from Jet. Jet Williams nailed her with that one. Frankie Picone misses with her move. Counters with a shot to the midsection. Kick to the midsection from Jet Williams. Jet has her. Suplex with a pinning bridge. 1, 2, 3. That is it. It is over.
The time was 6 minutes and 21 seconds. Your winners and still Rage Ladies Tag Team Champions, Les Femmes Fatales.
All right, and wow, there you have it. Jet and Mimi retaining the Great Ladies Tag Team Championships over very game competition in power and beauty. And Dynamite Jeannie Parker, you can just be certain, is extremely proud of Jet Williams and Goddess Mimi Emerson.
That's one win and one loss for the Stronghold, and Sylvia's far from done. And the Stronghold's participation in tonight's card is far from over.
And we'll be back with more of it right after the break. Stick around.
Why, hell no! MJ Frontino, the real MJF, says to us, he says, if I could grant you guys one wish, what would it be right? So he says, make us Undisputed World Tag Team Champions. And do you know what he says back? He says, okay.
Now we asked him for that, cause Ace and me, we've come to know the Originals to be our #1 nemesis tag team. John and Guy are the stones in our shoes that need removing.
So there's gonna be vandalism in Washington, D.C. tonight. One of the greatest feats of wanton destruction the wrestling world's ever seen. And Originals, we're coming to get those belts, boys. So kiss that spotless record goodbye.
You got no idea how sick we are of the Vandal brothers always trying to ruin what the Originals got going. How long those old dogs been chasing us, Guy?
What, 15 years now? I lost count, Johnny, but the face paint freak's been around a long time. That's for damn sure. And they're coming at us again.
When you guys gonna learn the lesson? You brush apes can't beat the Originals on your best day, one that includes a shower. Well, Guy, looks like we'll just have to kick some Vandal ass all over again. Since Jay and Ace can't get it through their face-painted puppet heads that we're leaving the building Undisputed World Tag Team Champions. Same as always.
That's for damn sure. Same as always.
And we send them back to cosplaying at Comic Cons. Jay and Ace, be there or be square. Same bad time, same bad channel, motherfuckers.
When you think of rivalries, you think of the Hatfields, the McCoys, the North and South Side mobs in the 20s, and the Originals and the Vandal brothers. Jay and Ace challenging John Van and Guy Cormier for the RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Championships right now.
Oh boy, is this great! Hex, behave yourself.
And here he is, the man who apparently grants wishes to the Vandal brothers, MJ Ferrantino, making good on his promise to get Jay and Ace an opportunity for the Undisputed World Tag Team Champions. Not their first, certainly not their last. The last time these two clashed was at Halloween Brawl last year, and that was for the titles, and as you can see, the Originals are still Undisputed World Tag Team Champions, something that MJ Ferrantino and the Vandal brothers hope to rectify this evening.
The rivalry between these two teams goes back to their earliest days in RWL around 2012, when there was a third Vandal brother, Deadly Duke Vandal, all under the management of Boyd Bradford of the then notorious Bradford Exchange. Ironic how Ferrantino ended up inheriting Bradford Exchange talents like Hostel and Dr. Zodiac as well. And he sure has made major improvements with every team in his fairly vast stable.
That's exactly why I trust him with the Texas Hangman, and well, you see how well Killer and Sacco have been doing under MJ Ferrantino, the real MJF, the John F. Kennedy of managers. He is definitely making vast improvements, and I think he's going to have himself an opportunity tonight to get some tag team gold for the Vandal brothers.
It's wild how I never really stopped to think about just how long the Vandals have been around, and how many tag teams they've faced and beaten down. It's kind of scary, but their tag team body count's almost as long as John and Guy's.
And speaking of John and Guy, here they are. The Staten Island Crippler Guy Cormier, the Chicago Hammer John Van, and Sylvia Strong for her third appearance this evening, and she is just grooving to the music. Oh, it's always a party when the Originals come to town. I absolutely love this entrance, love this music, just love everything about it. I'm sure Mr. Bianco here would certainly have something to say about this thing.
Sylvia's always doing her part, but the obvious real story behind the Originals rests with the amazing partnership between John Van and Guy Cormier, literally thrown together randomly in late 2012, and they took to tag team brawling like ducks to water. About 4 months later, enter fledgling manager Sylvia Strong, who needed a tag team and chose the Originals. And the rest is tag team history. The fans call them the team that's whipped the world 3 times, and it sometimes doesn't seem like hype.
So many tag teams have come and gone since the O's teamed up, and John and Guy have literally beaten them all. Hondo and Ramula before them, Chief Sam White Boone and Cowboy Bob Deakins, the fathers of Best of the West, the Redneck Riot Squad. And no, not even Masked Incorporated Tex could stand up to the originals when they locked horns back in the day. But the Vandal brothers have always been on the heels of the originals through all those years. And I guess this is one of those forever war rivalries that you see every so often in pro wrestling.
You hit the nail right on the head, Wally. A forever war. That's what it's going to be between the originals and the Vandals.
And so, John Van and Guy Cormier face a situation which they have faced countless times in the past, time without number, putting the undisputed World Tag Team titles on the line against the challenger they faced before.
This next match for the RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Championships. One fall, 20-minute time limit. First, the manager, MJ Ferrantino, and the challengers from Vandalsburg, Pennsylvania, at a combined weight of 666 pounds, Wanton J, Vicious Ace, the Vandal Brothers, and with manageress Sylvia Strong, at a combined weight of 525 pounds, from Chicago, Illinois, the Chicago Hammer John Van, and from Staten Island, New York, the Crippler Guy Cormier, the undisputed World Tag Team Champions, the Originals.
We've had some terrific tag teams come through RWL over the years, but the originals, they just topped them all.
Yes, sir, there have been some great tag teams in RWL and continue to be. Oh, this is going to be good. It's going to be Wanton J and Guy Cormier starting this off. The bell sounds. Swing and a miss from Jay. Needed the midsection for Guy. He's got him up. And there's the fly swatter. Going for a quick cover here at one. I can see there's going to be a lot of near falls in this one. Elbow from Guy Cormier. Rebound off the ropes. Flying punch takes down Wanton J. Vandal. Guy Cormier right on him before he can stand himself up. Kick to the face. Oh, hell. Well, the championship match, the originals always play for real. Elbows to the midsection from Wanton J. Vandal. A hard right. Locks up Cormier. Cormier countering with shots. Whoa. Exchanging some serious shots here. A kick from Guy Cormier. Another kick, a right, a left. And another set of knees to the midsection from J. Vandal. Guy rounds him up again. Taking Jay to the original's corner. Here's the tag. Here comes the Chicago Hammer John Van. The double team. A back body drop. And the Chicago Hammer John Van takes over. Rounds up Jay Vandal again. These two tag teams. Whoa! Flying punch. Takes Jay Vandal down again. John, quick for the cover, but not even a one. And Ace Vandal would have been there to spoil the play anyhow. Speaking of Ace Vandal, he just caught a forearm from John. A wrist clutch kick to the face for Wanton J. The Chicago Hammer John Van really applying the pain to Wanton J. Vandal. MJ Ferrantino looking on. Whole lot riding on this for his stable. And the Vandals. John Van rounds him up. Wanton J. Vandal looks like he's going back to the originals town. He counters. Cheap shot from Guy Cormier. John Van goes behind. Whip to the ropes. Hard shot to the midsection. John Van. Wrist clutch clothesline. And J. Vandal having his problems with the Chicago Hammer here. Off the middle rope, cross body. John Van covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Nope. No dice. Yeah, this one looks like it's going to be a long dog. John Van rounds up Jay Vandal. Has him up. Whoa, just spun him and dropped him. John Van looking like he's pretty fired up. Whoa, here's the claw. That's what he was setting up for. And this claw, oh man, they usually win the matches that way. But Ace Vandal, look at this. Wow, Ace Vandal not able to break it up. Jay has to do it himself. Jay Vandal, lead of the midsection. Counter kick from John Van. Running kick that takes down Jay again. He's spending a lot of time on his back. Guy Cormier moves in. Ace Vandal moves in. Look at this. Guy Cormier quickly rounds up Ace Vandal. Just slams him face down. Wow. John Van switching it off again. Sylvia Strong watching her number one money spinners doing their thing. Ace Vandal catches a double axe handle. And here comes Guy Cormier again. The Originals just having themselves a party with the tag thing. There's another claw for Ace Vandal this time. MJ Ferrantino looking seriously concerned. This could be it right here. Ace Vandal managing to get to one knee. Hard shot to the gut. A second one separates them. Misses with the jumping neck breaker. Spinning kick. Takes him down. Here's a cover. 1, 2, 3. And we're done.
The time was for minutes and 23 seconds. Your winners and still are WL Undisputed World Tag Team Champions, the Originals.
4 minutes and 23 to do. Well, Johnny, seems like the Originals and the Stronghold want to get to that after party just a little bit early. Man, John and Guy wrapping this one up quick, retaining the RWL Undisputed World Tag Team Champions. Wow. The Originals really are something else, ain't they?
Indeed. John Van and Guy Cormier wrapping this match up with the Vandal brothers with a certain degree of alacrity and retaining, as you say, the Undisputed World Tag titles and Sylvia Strong. And the Originals and the Stronghold as a whole will be celebrating tonight. More Global War when we return. Oftentimes, rivalries can burn slow. Such is the case this evening between Asia Kong, who returns to face Dion the Titaness, and there is a long, detailed story between these two Amazons.
I've got this one gang since I was an eyewitness. The thing between Asia Kong and Dion goes back a really long time. Yep, Mike Lane and I called the match. It was April 12th, 2013. That Asia Kong, then known as Karma, was in a match with Dion the Titaness that sent the both of them to the hospital, and that saw Dion powerbomb Karma off the stage to a 12-foot drop so hard that she was gone from our WLI till May of 2021, returning as Asia Kong, and she's been battling back and forth with the Italian Testarossa ever since. Her hatred of Dion just never seems to burn itself out.
The next match, one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing first from Tokyo, Japan, here's Asia Kong. Standing 6 feet 5 inches, weighing to 166 pounds, Dion the Titaness.
It is Death Bus New time in the nation's capital. Big Red, the Italian Testarossa Dion, getting ready to do it again against arch rival Asia Kong. It's another one of those forever wars that Wally Cardell was talking about earlier. Oh man, and ain't Dion the Titaness a sight? He is a big one. The Italian Testarossa. Oh my goodness. And yeah, that was a long time ago, Wally. Picked up Asia Kong, then Karma. Pitched her off the stage 12 feet to her doom, and she was gone. Until May of 2021. 8 years. Man, that was just unbelievable.
Mrs. Hercules, Mrs. Steve Gross, Dion the Titaness, multi-time women's world champion, multi-time women's international champion. Dion the Titaness has been around a long time, and she has been at the top a long time.
But on the other side of all that power, she is really sweet, polite, and very soft-spoken when you get to know her. Piss her off, that's a whole other thing. Unforgiven misdeeds from long ago coming back to haunt Dion the Titaness, Asia Kong, staring down Big D. Oh man, here we go. Walt Rothburn rings the bell. The ladies come center ring. They lock up collar and elbow. Clothesline from Asia Kong. Followed up with a stomp to the back of Dion. Oh man, just sat right on her. Knocked the wind right out of her. Rolling elbow to the chest from Asia Kong. A stomp to the midsection. Another rolling elbow, this time to the back of Dion. And Dion looking like she's going through some difficulty in the early stages here. The Italian Testarossa rolls out onto the floor. Asia Kong, here she comes. Oh man, took her down with the shoulder. Dion quickly back to her feet. Locks up Asia Kong. Into the ring post time. 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 Knee. Oh, here's a splash from Dion. Asia Kong catching a beating on the outside. Referee's counting. Asia Kong catches a knee from Dion. They lock up. Dion the Titaness escorting Asia Kong back inside the ring. Here comes the Italian Testarossa, running kick. Takes Asia Kong down. Dion rolls her over, covers. One. Just a one. Asia Kong powering out easily. Dion follows up with a stomp. Oh, well, look at this. Talk about putting your weight down. Dion just did. Here's a stomp to the back, too. Asia Kong trying to make her way back to a standing position. Dion just standing there waiting for her. Look at this. Has her up over the shoulders. Reverse slingshot face first into the canvas. Dion going for the cover again. One, but again, just a one. It is still way too early in this 15-minute time limit match. Even Dion the Titaness can't do that. Hard right spins her around. Dion's got her up, but Asia Kong turns it around. Dion back on her feet. Back fist. The spinning back fist of Asia Kong. Kong rolls over, covers. One, two. A near fall, but Dion powering out. Asia Kong rounds her up. They lock up. Dion whips Kong to the ropes. An elbow takes Kong down. The Titaness setting it up. Here we go. Deadlift military. Wow. Just lifting Asia Kong up like she was nothing. Boom. And she dropped like a stone. Yanked by her ankle. Dion the Titaness. With Asia Kong just dragging her as close to center ring as she can get her. Stomp to the back. A rebound off the ropes from Dion. Big time splash right across the chest of Asia Kong. Dion misses with the elbow drop. Asia Kong with a kick. She's got Dion up in that crucifix. Oh man, Dion can't believe it. Whoa! What a slam. Asia Kong covers. One, two. Dion the Titan is not used to being manhandled. And Asia Kong is the only one seemed to be capable of doing it lately. Asia Kong moves in on Dion on the outside. Dion counters. Takes her down to the floor. A stomp to the back. Dion the Titaness putting the boots to Asia Kong on the outside as the referee counts. Dion has her up over the shoulder. Turns her around. Slams her down. Reverse dominator. The Italian Testarossa shoves Asia Kong towards the corner. Oh, nailed her with an elbow. Man. Dion taking Asia Kong back inside. Dion makes her way back inside herself. Asia Kong laid out face down on the canvas. Dion looking charged up. A stomp to the back. Dione, look at this, just staring daggers at Asia Kong. Turns her around in the corner, a hard right hand. Dione has her up, look at this, charges into the turnbuckles. Rounds her up a second time, and here she comes. She's going to show her the other ones too, man. Wow. That is Dione is amazing. Asia Kong counters. Clubbing overhand right takes Dione down to the mat. Asia Kong right on her. Kick to the midsection. Got her up in that crucifix again. And here's that spinning slam one more time. Dione not used to being knocked around like that. Asia Kong drags her center ring. Covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2. Oh, man. I don't know how much longer Dione can stand to have those things happen. Asia Kong, with the advantage at the moment, clothesline, takes down Dione. Dione swings and misses. Back body drop from Asia Kong. Asia Kong's got her up, spine buster. Oh, man. Asia Kong covers. 1, 2. Down the tightness. Looking like she might be in real trouble here. A spinning backward. Oh, she just collapsed to the canvas. Dione struggling to get back to her feet. Another kick from Asia Kong. Oh, she tried for the crucifix one more time, but Dione got out of it. Dione whipped to the ropes. Power slam. Dead center ring from Asia Kong. Asia Kong makes her way up to the top turnbuckle. Dione's laid out center ring. Here she comes. Big time splash right across the chest of the Italian Testarossa. A stomp to the midsection. Asia Kong drops the leg on the shoulder of Dione. And I am not used to seeing Dione getting abused like this. Asia Kong with a whole lot of anger and bitterness over having been just taken out of RWL by Dione years ago. Down the tightness, rounded up by her throat, and pitched by Same towards the barricade. Dione looking like she's in pain here. Another leg drop across the shoulder from Asia Kong as the referee counts. Asia Kong makes her way back inside the ring. Dione slow to get back to her feet. But here she comes. Oh, I think she just made her mad. That's bad news. Asia Kong locks up Dione. Slams her into the far corner. Turns her around. Gonna be a 10 count turnbuckle smash. No, Dione puts on the brakes. Says, no, you don't. Here, have a taste of turnbuckle yourself, honey. Hard right. Kick to the midsection from Dione. Dione's got her up. And there is the spinning powerbomb. Sit out, spinning powerbomb. Cover 1, 2, 3. Dione the Titaness takes out Asia Kong again. Let's go get the official time.
The time was 7 minutes and 40 seconds. And your winner, Dione the Titaness.
Okay, in the ongoing feud between Dione and Asia Kong, Big Red picks up another win. Death by snoo-snoo for Asia Kong.
I enjoy watching the big girl work. Any kind of match she's in, put me down for it. And was Asia Kong ever barking up the wrong tree, trying to humiliate Dione? Because you know that mess don't fly with Big Red. Kong put Dione into overdrive. The spin-out powerbomb and game set match over Asia Kong. This time, until next time, I guess.
And that concludes Hour 2 of tonight's Supercard. We'll return with Hour 3 in just a moment.